WKDZ.
Tiger Soccer is on the air on 1580 103.3 WPKY and worldwide streaming audio on WPKYonline.com. Tiger Soccer is brought to you in part by Caldwell Medical Center, Farmers Bank and Trust Company, McDonald's, First Southern National Bank, Finneral Rural Electric, Planters Bank, Tri-Shoes Incorporated, Fredonia Valley Bank, Princeton Electric Plant Board, Woodall Agency, La Potosina Mexican Restaurant, Fortner Gas Company, KFC A&W, Morgan's Funeral Home, Jeff Russo Attorney at Law, Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, and Trilogy Performance Sports. Time to join the Tiger sports crew at the field.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Butler Stadium. It's girls high school soccer action here on WPKY 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton. Dennis Stevens, along with Ryan Frisch, John Miller tonight, giving you the call.
Life can get messy. At Tri-Shoes Incorporated in Princeton, we've got you covered. Introducing PermaPlate, the interior and exterior protection designed to keep your vehicle looking good. Inside your vehicle,
can you hear me? I can hear you fine over here.
Protection from oil and water-based stains and odors caused by spill, rips, tears, and burns. The exterior of your vehicle is protected by PermaPlate's paint guard, which provides an armor against bugs, bird droppings, tree sap, sun damage, fading, and oxidation, and hard water stains. And PermaPlate's warranty is second to none. Should cover damage occur to your vehicle, they will repair or replace the damaged area at no cost. PermaPlate now available only at Tri-Shoes.
And a little technical difficulty. We're back to Butler Stadium. Dennis Stevens along with Ryan Frisch, John Miller to bring you the call tonight as the Caldwell County Lady Tigers take on the Calloway County Lady Lakers. Caldwell County coming in off a big win last night at Crittenden County, 10-0 win. But Ryan, this is a game, we talked to Coach Miller a little bit last week after one of the games here on WPKY. He said this was a game he had circled on his calendar. It was kind of his measuring stick for late in the season. Caldwell comes in 8-10 on the year after a brutal schedule, a coaching change 2 weeks before the season. I'm amazed that they're sitting at 8-10 with a chance legitimately to play 500 ball by the end of the season.
Yeah, and tonight, like you said, getting close to 500, that's always a big thing, especially coming off of so many changes this season with the new coach. A couple weeks before the season starts and everything, like you said, it was kind of a shock of how good the girls have been playing this year, and coming off of a big win last night, they're going to need a good performance tonight against this tough Callaway County team, one of the Region 1's toughest teams.
Yeah, Region 1 is just packed. You've got Grays, McCracken, Marshall, Callaway, and Murray. Then it kind of drops off a cliff when you go down to Tillman, Mayfield, and St. Mary. Those teams, between them, only 4 wins on the season between the bottom 3 teams. So that's a tough region. They're going to come in 8-1 on the year. They're currently sitting 4th in that region, but like we said, that's a tough region. They're going to bring in some great players tonight. There's a trio of players that we're going to have to keep an eye on tonight. And the 2 scoring threats for Callaway County, Ellie Carson, number 10, 28 goals on the season, a little over a goal and a half a game. And then Zoe Stom, number 12, is another number Caldwell County's defense is going to have to keep up with. And then you've got some information on a young lady named Kirsten Houston.
Yeah, I believe she's got 7 goals scored by herself, and then she tacked on 16 assists. And last time we were out here with against Ohio County, I wasn't able to be at the Hopkins Central game, but when me and you were up here for the Ohio County game, there was a girl named Ivy Elizabeth, and I think she had 16 at the time. So that Kirsten Houston's just a couple off that couple off of her assist tally. I think she's sitting right now 16th in the state for assists. So the couple, like you said, there's a trio of players for Callaway County, 2 main scorers, and 1 that seems to provide a whole lot for them. So Caldwell County's going to have it tough against those 3 tonight for their defense.
We have just a bit of a delay tonight. We had mistakenly thought this game was going to be a 5:45 kick this afternoon, and due to some confusion, it turned out to be they were going to get here with the JV game starting at 5:45. So we apologize to the folks that might have tuned in earlier looking for this game. We're just a few minutes away from getting this one underway, though, as Ryan's getting the starting lineups to announce here at Butler Stadium. Caldwell County's got this game tonight, then it's senior night on Thursday night as Caldwell County Tigers and Lady Tigers will be in action. The girls will play the second game of that doubleheader. They'll have senior night activities in between the Tigers and Lady Tigers games. So hope everybody will come out. That's always a big time here at Butler Stadium for both squads. 2 seniors for the Lady Tigers this year, and Pookie Traylor and Lainey Fletcher. So we'll have all of those activities, including the live stream of both games and the senior night activities coming up on Thursday night on 1580 103.3 WPKY. So we hope you'll tune in for that, and we apologize for any inconvenience the misunderstandings today caused for you tuning in to tonight's ball game. Teams are getting set for their starting lineups as they come to the middle of the field. John, I'll tell you what, we'll take a quick break and be back. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to get this one kicked off. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
De chorizo. La Potacina is now open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday, 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9:30, and Sundays, 11 to 9. And they offer lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 to 3. Be sure to like them on Facebook for updates and specials. La Potacina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion.
Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports in Princeton. Trilogy offers a wide range of classes to help you reach your fitness and well-being goals, like yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio, kickboxing, and weightlifting. They have family discounts, and your first class is free. So come work out in a family-friendly environment at Trilogy Performance Sports, located directly behind Cash Express in Princeton. Open 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports Princeton. Telephone 270-601-1824.
This is Carol at the Woodall Agency at 110 West Washington Street in the heart of downtown Princeton. Our agency is proud to have been a part of this community since 1907. We want you to come by and see us soon. We may be able to save you some money on your home, auto, motorcycle, or mobile home insurance. We offer discounts for good students, multi-policy, safe drivers, and many more. We appreciate our loyal customers, and we will work hard to make you feel like part of the Woodall Agency family. Call me today at 365-5541.
It is a solid September here at Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. Hi, this is Pam Haverlock, and solid September means sales. This September, take a 15% off your purchase of everything that starts with an S. Serving trays, sofas, soap dishes, signs, sectionals, and more. It is a great time to come and see us at Cozy Living Interior and Boutique, located at 235 Northfield Drive, right next to the Bellin Alley. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique, everything a home should be.
Picture KFC's world-famous extra crispy chicken. Now, imagine it glistening in hot honey sauce.
Just think your picture of reality by getting a hot honey tenders basket. KFC, it's finger-licking good. At participating KFCs for a limited time. Prices may vary. Tax extra.
Portner Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company offering services in Princeton, Cadiz, Madisonville, and Murray. Right now, Portner Gas is offering specials on propane. Portner Gas offers Holland and Napoleon grills, Dixie choppers, and they also have Red Max weed eaters. Contact Portner Gas Company today for all of your residential, commercial, and agriculture propane needs. Portner Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC, and equal house.
Back to Lady Tiger Soccer on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and always worldwide at WPKYonline.com. Dennis Stevens, Ryan Frisch, John Miller, we're ready to get this one underway. Caldwell County's team on the field. Calloway County getting last-minute instructions on their sideline. And Ryan, a big game for the Lady Tigers as they try to take the record to 9-10 on the season. But more importantly, I think a bigger test coming in. They took care of Hopkins Central. That's the team they'll play next week in the opening round of the district tournament. this is going to let them know how much better they've improved, and maybe more importantly, so the girls can see how much better they've become since the start of the season. You, myself, Coach Miller, everybody can see from up here and the sidelines how much this team's improved. I think this one's important for them to see for themselves.
Yeah, and speaking of the district games, Calloway County playing Madisonville North earlier this season and losing 3 of 4, so they're pretty close on paper. That's always, paper is a different thing than actually in games, so we'll see how it plays out for Caldwell County tonight against this tough team of Calloway County.
Caldwell County in the home blue, Calloway County in the white and red. Caldwell going towards the Main Street end to start this first half. Just underway here at Butler Stadium. Ball gets through. Calloway County takes a run at it, but a good job by Abby Hagans, who's played some really good keeper the last 3 or 4 games since she took over that starting position. Good job by her to come out and get the ball. Gets it up to Littlefield. Littlefield has it near his sideline, wants to put the feed pass through to Kaylee McEnany. Kaylee McEnany chases it down, kicked out of bounds by Calloway County, and it will go to Caldwell County on a throw-in.
Yeah, both teams just in these early seconds, both playing pretty quick. Calloway County getting a pass through. Abby Hagan coming out and cleaning it up. You mentioned how good she's been playing well. Now Caldwell County getting into the box. Sophie Littlefield trying to play it across. And it's an exciting game for us to announce if it's going to be back and forth like this, especially both teams playing so fast.
Sophie Littlefield with a nice one-touch on that throw-in pass from McEnany. Deflected by Calloway County. Now they have possession in their defensive end, trying to work it up the field. Picked off by Maggie Ginn. Ginn gets it over to Trailer. Trailer trip, no call on it. Get back to Seibert, looking for Trailer. Trailer put the touch pass over, trying to get it to Fletcher. Defense sticky for Calloway County, but Caldwell County recovering from the bad passes enough to keep possession. Ball staying in the offensive end for Caldwell County, just about 10 yards outside the 18 box. Ball still loose. It's Seibert. Seibert to Fletcher with a nice one-touch, looking for McEnany, just over her head, back out front to Ginn. Now Calloway County is going to take possession, trying to work it up the field. That is number 12 with the ball. We talked about her a little bit earlier. That's Zoe Stamm, one of the 2 leading scorers for Calloway County.
And I believe her brother was the one that played for Calloway County. I think he graduated last year. He was a big part of Calloway County's boys program, so a little bit of a soccer family in Calloway County.
And Ryan, looking at the third 2 biggest scorers out there, not really big physical presence on the field, but they have some quickness apparently right off the bat. You can tell they get a good first step. They know their lanes, and a good job right there by Stamm. Puts the pass over to Carson. Ellie Carson drops it off to the far sideline. Coming back was Fletcher. Calloway pokes it towards the goal. Cleared out by Boyd. Boyd's going to take it to the corner and turn it up the field. No pressure there. Now she's going to receive a little bit from Ellie Carson, number 10.
And just then, just that ball getting into the box, it was the 3 that we talked about earlier, Kirsten Houston, and then Ellie Carson and Zoe Stamm, all 3 getting a couple passes together and ends up in the box. So that'll be a main matchup tonight for Caldwell County against their defense.
Yeah, Kelsey Adams back there along with the rest of the crew, Hannah Young, Morgan McDaniels, and also Boyd that we mentioned earlier. They have to know where numbers 7, 10, and 12 are at all times tonight, because they can score in bunches. They put up, I think it was 77 goals on the season. And
that's good for third best in Region 1. And we had mentioned a couple times earlier, Region 1 stacked with some talent, especially in girls soccer. So 70, I think you said 70-something goals, 70-something odd goals.
79 goals, actually.
Almost 80, so that's ridiculous, because the majority of their games have been that Region 1 battle. So very high-powered offense. Like you said, Caldwell County's defense is going to have to be talking a lot and know where those 3 are the entire game.
Yeah, they've scored 11 once, 10 3 times, and 9 a couple of times. So a high-powered offense. Caldwell County's defense is going to have to step up tonight, much like they did against Hopkins Central last week. Trailer takes it over to the middle, goes for Littlefield. Littlefield has it go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Calloway County.
I'm liking Alyssa Trailer's ideas so far early on, picking her head up, try to playing a ball over the top into the corner. That time there just didn't work out, but I like the idea so far.
Give and go between 12 and 10. Now 10 has it. Carson on the sideline, left sideline. She's being chased by Young. Cross is cleared out by Adams, back to midfield to number 8, Callie Garrison. Now Callaway County going right side, drops the pass off to Houston, back to the middle. Long shot coming up. This one, a nice catch by Hagan. And I don't know the exact height that Hagan is. I'd say close to the maybe 5'10", 6 foot range, and it took all of that to keep that one out of the goal.
And she has a good reach, so that's a wonderful thing to have as a goalie. And she's really shown out these first couple of games playing goalkeeper.
Big kick by Adams. Nice control by Pookie Trailer at midfield. Callaway County, though, able to come away with the steal. It's Houston looking for number 12, and it's picked up by Hagan. So one thing about Houston, you can't give her a lot of time on that right sideline to pick out which player she wants to go to. She's making some quick decisions as it is, but you don't want to give her a lot of room to really work with the ball by any means.
Yeah, and I think she was the one that hit the shot just a second ago that Abby Hagan made the good save on. So space is going to be a main thing. They're going to have to close down space on her on pretty much any time she has the ball tonight.
Fletcher and Trailer get the ball up the field as quick as any two players in the region. That ball started all the way back at the 18 of Callaway County. One pass over to Fletcher, and then about 3 seconds later, it was Trailer all the way up to the end of the field. She kicks it towards the goal, but across the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Caldwell County. We're about 6 minutes into this contest, no score.
And just then, number 4 on Callaway County, Ravi Balmer, is kind of a foot race between her and Pookie Trailer, and Pookie usually wins those no matter what, and it was actually a pretty even battle. So speed might not be just a give-in tonight. It might have to be a little more tactical and a little more thought process into it.
Yeah, the passes are going to have to be good because it's obvious Callaway County can get to it defensively. Boyd has it, puts it through the legs of number 18, pass over to Littlefield. Littlefield again. Ginn's going to take it back into the midfield circle. Carson giving her plenty of room. She's going to drop it back to McDaniels. McDaniels far side puts a left-footed kick across into the offensive end for Caldwell County. Trailer with the through pass, wanting Kaylee McEnany. It went just past her, and Callaway County picked it up. Didn't like the numbers, kicked it out of bounds. They'll reset the defense on the throw by Caldwell County. Trailer, nice left-footed cross in front of the box, kicked out by Callaway. Trailer back to it, gets it over to Fletcher. Fletcher with a left-footed shot. McEnany stops it, pulls up, and wanted to take the shot, covered by the keeper for Callaway County. And if she had not come out, that was going to be a goal if she had allowed Kaylee McEnany to make that one-step turn and line herself up for that shot.
Yeah, Kaylee will probably want that one back, but good position to be in, a good ball across for the Tigers, and that's kind of the thing Miller was talking about after the game against Ohio County. He wanted girls to get into the corner and lay that ball back into the middle of the 18-yard box, and that's exactly what happened there. So me and you talking about before the game, they have to buy into things that a new coach says, and like that right there, that's a quick fix over a week, so that's a good thing to see.
McEnany wanted Trailer on the cut from the sideline, picked off by Callaway County, but coming up to clean that up is McDaniels. McDaniels puts it back in the offensive end for Caldwell County. Callaway County Lady Lakers have it now at midfield. They put it into Stom. Stom back to Carson, back to Stom. This one's going to be inside the 18, but picked up nicely by Hagan. Hagan with the punt out, takes a high bounce. In fact, goes through everybody all the way to the back line of Callaway. They're going to play it back to the keeper. Kayla McEnany gives chase. Ball at the top of the 18. Callaway tried to play it out. I don't know if that was a shank or if she actually played it out to the sideline. Caldwell County's going to pick it up, though, and have a nice throw-in position from midway through the offensive side of the field.
Yeah, and if Caldwell County can pick up on that, if they can kind of trap Callaway's back line to playing it back to their goalkeeper, a little bit of a shakiness there. Like you said, can't tell if it was a shank or if she was actually trying to play it out on that far side. A little bit of a shaky pass, so Caldwell County can hopefully adjust to that and get some goal-scoring opportunities off of it.
Very nice pass up the field by Houston. She's got a lot of foot skills. You can see that right off the bat. She places the ball about where she wants to put it every time so far in all of her possessions. Up to McEnany. McEnany has it deflected over to Littlefield. She has Trailer rushing down the left side. Deflected pass comes over to McEnany, puts a shot on goal, but wasn't able to really line up with that one, so it's picked up easily by the keeper for Callaway County.
One of the main things I like about Abby Hagan, speaking of keepers, she's not the fastest player in the middle of the field, but she does come off of her line very quick, and she's very good at coming out of her line, and so far she's done a good job.
Number 10, Carson gets it over to Stom. Stom, left-footed shot, finds the right corner of the net. So with 31 minutes to go in the first half, Callaway County on the board first. That was Zoe Stom. And assist was from Ellie Carson. And Callaway County on the board first tonight here at Butler Stadium, 1-0. Ryan, I think Coach Miller's going to want his defense to come up and maybe challenge that ball a little bit quicker, not let Carson or Stom take it that deep. They were just outside the 18 when they made the final pass. Stom pretty much able to left-foot it, pinpoint accuracy right in that right-hand corner of the net.
Yeah, it was a real good shot. She got into a good position, so a lot of experience there showing, getting to that good position, and a left-footed shot like that is going to be a hard save for any goalkeeper. She put it in pretty much the spot Abby Hagan wasn't.
Kelsey Adams gets it up to Seibert, giving chase for it is Pookie Traylor. Pookie shoots, has it deflected, ball's going to be cleared out, and Calloway County will let the goalie get up and reset the defense. Nice run by Pookie Traylor.
Yeah, it was a wonderful run and an even better ball through. It was a perfect ball. All she had to do was take one touch and got the shot off. A good save from the Calloway goalkeeper.
Ball cleared out from the goal for Calloway County. They get it back to midfield. Stom with the touch pass over to number 18. 18 comes down the sidelines, got Boyd with her. Asia with nice defense, makes them push it back to Carson, center of the field. Guarded there by Kelsey Adams. Kelsey, an all-region player last year as a freshman, so about as good defensively as Calloway County is going to face all year long in Kelsey Adams.
And an interesting thing on this pass attack, Caldwell County has 5 or 6 players back, and Calloway County attacking with 2 people, and again, a goal right there. I think that was Ellie Carson.
Ellie Carson with the unassisted goal.
But they were really only attacking with 3 or 4 players, and it still led to a goal. So this Calloway County attack it's nothing to mess with, and they've shown that early on, just 11 or 12 minutes into the game.
Yeah, they are a quick strike team, as you could tell by those 2 goals. The Lady Tigers still letting that ball get just a little deep inside that 18 to be comfortable. We've got to challenge or at least put a body on somebody well before then. Caldwell County takes the kickoff, brings it up, stolen away by Calloway County. That's Houston far side with it. I was trying to hold off on the Houston we have a problem until we need it, but if the scoring keeps coming at this pace, we may have to use that a little bit earlier than we'd planned. Seibert now with it for Caldwell County in the offensive end, looking for Littlefield. Littlefield one-touch pass to McEnany, back to Littlefield. Littlefield gives chase into the corner in front of the old scoreboard, kicked out of bounds, and it'll be Lady Laker throw-in from that point.
I wish I would have thought of that. That was a good one. I'll give you props for that. I wish I would have thought of that before you had.
I think that's what they call a wily veteran. Ball played by Calloway County. They're going to come up the near side, kick it out of bounds, though. I don't think the left wing was ready for that one. Sub set for Calloway County.
Looks like the player coming off is limping a little bit, a little frustration setting in, pointing towards her ankle. Looks like the coach and them might have known that as a problem before the game, so hopefully nothing too serious there.
There's number 8, Kaylee Garrison, a fine offensive player herself with 5 goals on the season. Lainey Fletcher now with it. She's got Pookie Traylor trying to get around the left side. Keeper comes out, slides, makes a nice cover, and she'll have the punt out at the top of the 18. Big high kick all the way to the midfield circle. Seibert in a battle with Carson. Carson with nice body position, gets it over to a teammate. Littlefield there, though, to pick it up. Back again, back to Littlefield, center of the field. They're going to change fields now, go to the corner with Pookie Traylor. Pookie and her fellow number 4 collide. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay Caldwell County ball. Throw in deep in our offensive end.
I think that'll be the main matchup we see to threaten Caldwell County's scoring chances tonight. She's pretty much been everywhere Alyssa Traylor has this entire first half so far. So that'll probably be a matchup we'll continue to talk about the rest of this match.
Traylor fighting into the corner. And both players go down. It's going to be a corner kick for Caldwell County. One of their first good opportunities tonight coming up. 25 minutes to go here in the first half. Calloway County leads this one early, 2-0.
Good opportunity for the Tigers here with this corner kick. They really need to make sure to take these chances.
Caldwell sets up far side. It's Traylor with the header. Ball up in the air. Littlefield gets a touch on it. Becca Seibert came up trying to get it. Now it's going to come outside the 18. Boyd there deflects it off a Calloway County player. And ball's all the way back near midfield. Hannah Young comes up from the defensive position to try to help out. Again, giving chase, but Callaway County able to pick it up.
Zoe Stamm opening up, finds number 10 in the middle of the field, still dribbling is number 10 against Kelsey Adams.
Carson with a nice crossover move. Boyd comes up to help out on defense, and good thing she did because Carson had a point-blank range from about 10 yards out.
A good move to get past Kelsey Adams there. Like you said earlier, an all-region defender, so it takes a lot to beat her, and it was a good move there to get around her.
Callaway County still with possession just outside their own 18. Stamm has it taken away by Adams. Adams puts it back near middle of the field. That one's going to roll out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Lady Tigers.
There's some physicality in this one. Refs are kind of letting them go right now. Usually you can tell how the game starts. That's usually how it ends. So it's been a very physical battle so far for both teams.
We had a pretty nicely called game against Hopkins Central, I thought, the other night. The referees let them play. No real tempers flared. And a good job by the Stripes again tonight so far. Ball thrown in by Caldwell County. The deflection comes out to Seibert. Seibert plays it back to Boyd. Boyd switches fields, goes the far side to Laney Fletcher. She tried to trap it, goes between her legs. It'll roll to the sideline. Let's see if Callaway tries to keep it in. And does, for some reason, kicks it out of bounds. Big break there for the Lady Tigers as they'll throw in their offensive end. Push in the back against Trailer, not called on the throw. They get it over to Littlefield. Littlefield, one person to beat. One-on-one matchup. She kicks it, and it goes off the shin guard of her defender and out of bounds. It'll be a throw in across the field now for the Lady Tigers.
And still just in these opening minutes, Caldwell County still getting some good opportunities attacking. They haven't really had too many clear-cut chances yet, but it's good if they keep getting in these positions. Surely they'll get one or two good chances, and they'll have to finish them tonight.
It's going to be a corner kick opportunity for the Lady Tigers. One thing Callaway County does, Ryan, they really compact that defense when Caldwell County has the ball offensively. They break up any lanes that Caldwell County may have on a pass across the front of the net.
They do, and they've only conceded 33 goals this season. That's the third best in Region 1. Again, talking about how good that Region 1 is. So to be third best in any statistic is a good statistic to have for a team.
Through ball gets past the Caldwell County defense. Young goes back, picks it up. Fortunately, nobody in white or red there for the Lady Lakers. Callaway with the throw in front of the Caldwell County bench. They're going to play it back to the backline defense right at midfield. Open, nobody picking the ball up. Now here we come with Ginn coming up to put some pressure on. They get it over to Stamm. Stamm just outside the 18, puts a shot on goal well wide to the right and high.
That shows she didn't really have a whole lot of space there. Just kind of picked her head up, saw a couple inches, and took a shot with a lot of power behind it, always going wide. Didn't trouble the goalkeeper or nothing there, but Caldwell County's going to have to realize that there cannot be an inch of space tonight on those main attacking three, or they'll punish you for it.
They will, and another thing, Keely Puckett, number 5, had the ball for Callaway County. She was midway of the offensive end for Callaway, and it took a couple of seconds before anybody from Caldwell went up to challenge. She was able to dribble way too far in to get the initial passes off to either Carson or to Stamm, and that's a fix I'm sure Coach Miller will be working on not only the rest of this half, but at halftime.
Yeah, and I think number 5, you said Keely Puckett, she was dribbling the ball for a second, but she kind of stopped and looking for a pass, and I think the coach told her that he was letting her know that there was a lot of space in front of her, so their coach already picking up that Caldwell County leaving a lot of room in that midfield right now. So Caldwell County, like you said, it'll probably be a fix during the rest of this first half, and especially during the second half.
We know that they scored 79, now 81 goals on the season, so naturally the defense wants to play back, get a good breakdown on the offensive player, but you can give them too much of a push up, and those passes are so much easier when you get down that way, and if your defense is still spread out and they're able to make a foot pass, it's just going to be a long night for the Lady Tigers. Lucy Goffinette into the ball game now for the Lady Tigers. She's here with McEnany. She calls for the ball to make a run. McEnany played the ball up, but just behind Goffinette, it'll be a throw-in for Callaway County. Ball goes past the intended receiver and over to Laney Fletcher. Laney wants Trailer. Trailer with a nice spin move pass picked off by Callaway County. She wanted Kaylee McEnany on that one. Ball gets back down to Fletcher. Still a battle. Fletcher and Trailer trying to do all they can to hook some passes up down that far sideline. Just good defense so far tonight by Callaway County.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Callaway County's they've done well to pick up on anything Caldwell County's done so far. They've been defending just as well as they have attacking this game so far.
We're at the halfway mark of the first half. Callaway County leads this one 2-0. We're going to take a quick timeout and be back and pick up the rest of the first half. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the Law Office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement. Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
Back to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY. 2-0 Callaway County here about midway of the first half. Callaway with the big shot towards the goal, gets by one player. Hagen's tried to come out. She had some company out front in Stom. A little bit of a collision cleared out by Hannah Young. So a good job by Young to be back there to back that play up.
And I still like seeing Abby Hagen come off her line like that. A long ball played about 10 yards in front of half field into the box. So I like to see her coming out on those and trying to get a hand to them.
She's getting some pretty valuable experience with the postseason only a week away here for soccer.
Good shot.
Shot on goal with a nice scoop by Hagen. So she'll come out. Thought for a minute she was going to look for Lucy Goffinette. Goes instead to the middle looking for McEnany. McEnany's touch is stolen away at midfield. Now it's Callaway County on the attack again. Ginn comes up, puts a foot on that, drops it out to Fletcher. Fletcher on the far sideline. Of course, Laney will be looking for a trailer. Double teamed on that sideline, picked up by Callaway County. But there's Ginn to intercept. Puts the ball over to Goffinette. Goffinette has one player step in front of her, and it'll be a throw for Callaway County. I thought they had kicked it out of bounds. They're going to give them the throw.
I think he's going to give them a
the free kick. He's going to call the push. that was not much of a push on Goffinette.
I think she might have barely caught her with the follow through there. It's probably the least physical thing that's happened so far in this game.
So Callaway County puts it up the field into their offensive end. Game started out fairly even, I'd say, in the first 6 to 8 minutes round, and it's been mostly Callaway County here in the last 10 to 12 minutes or so.
Yeah, Caldwell County just not really being able to. They're getting past half field, but they're not being able to string a couple passes together up top as Alyssa Traylor tries to find Kayla McEnany in the middle, but it's kind of like they're getting one or two passes, and then Callaway County's just smothering them completely, and they just can't get nothing going on the offensive end.
It looks like Callaway County really wants to play for those through balls right off the bat. They don't do a lot of passing, getting it over to the side. They know the two players they want to get it to, and that's their main focus right now. Ball goes out of bounds on Caldwell County. It's in the Callaway County offensive end. They'll get the throw at about the 18 extended.
It's kind of like a different breed of attack. Usually when you see a team have that many goals scored.
Callaway County passes up the open shot, puts it into Houston. Houston delivers it back out. Now Callaway County, top of the 18, shot on goal, wide left. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Tigers.
Had to stop, looked like they were getting in a decent attacking position, but usually when you see a team score that many goals, they're pretty much possession minded, and they just they run you to death until they can break you down and get a couple passes through and get some shots on goal. But like you said, they're really looking for 2 or 3 players, and they're playing very fast and just trying to get into that box as soon as they can to get some shots off.
This one's controlled by Carson. She takes it back to the middle, got an open lane, decides not to take the kick. Now Kelsey Adams comes up defensively, breaks that down. Carson had to play it back. Nice job by Kelsey not to jump out too far on that one. She played that one about as well as you can play it. Now Calloway to the corner, whistle blows, it goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in for the Lady Tigers.
I think that was the 3rd time that Kirsten Houston has tried that on the far side, just a touch around. Morgan McDaniel. She picked up on it really well that time, got her body in between the ball and Kirsten, who was trying to run into that corner, and it ends up with Caldwell County's possession.
Littlefield back into the ball game. Goffinette comes out for the Lady Tigers. Throw in from deep in the corner. It's going to be controlled by Calloway. They go on the offensive again. Ball put into the 18. There's Hagan to pick that one up. Not much pressure from Calloway County. So Abby easily able to pick that one up. Nice kick out to midfield on that one, all the way up to Trailer. Trailer with the header on it. In a battle, blocked off from it. Calloway plays it back to that back line, and they get it back to the midfield circle, but not giving up on the play is Pookie Trailer. She gets it over to Fletcher. Fletcher now with some room as Calloway backs up on the far sideline. Fletcher wants to take it all the way to the corner, stop, move, brings it back out for Seibert. It's stolen away by Calloway. That was a nice one-step move by Fletcher. Big save on the back end back here by Hannah Young. Puts the header on it. But again, Calloway County with the possession as Carson comes up battling 2 players now as the Lady Lakers get around the midfield of Caldwell County down to the back line. It's 2-on-4 with Stom with possession just outside the 18. Shot on goal and finds the far bar. And with about 13 minutes left in the first half, it's Stom with her 2nd goal of the evening. And Calloway County with the 3-0 lead.
And that does a wonderful finish, just picking her head up, just getting inside the 18 and putting it far post. And again, she got a couple inches of space, and she punished Caldwell County for it.
These 2 players come in as the leading scorers for a very good team. If you took Calloway County and put them, I think, in the 2nd region instead of the 1st, they're going to be right there, maybe right behind Henderson County.
I think whenever they played Henderson, they ended up losing 2-0. And I mean, we've talked up Henderson all season. They're a wonderful team, and to lose 2-0 to them, especially not playing them often, that's a good result.
Caldwell plays it up to Littlefield in the offensive end. Littlefield has it stopped, but she's going to try to take it back. The deflection goes back to Boyd. Boyd wanted to put it in the corner to McEnany, but a little too much of an angle on that, goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Lady Lakers. Good interception on the throw-in pass by Littlefield. She has possession just outside the corner of the 18. Calloway County, though, is going to come up, take that one away, put it up the field. Nice drop-off pass from Carson. Caldwell County able, though, to come back, pick up the possession. Boyd now to Ginn. Ginn plays it to the middle of the field looking for Seibert. A little bit over her head, picked up by Calloway County. They'll play it up to Carson. It's Carson dropping off to Stom. Carson, Stom, Houston, back to Carson. Good job by Caldwell County momentarily to get it out. Now the rebound shot by Calloway's number 2.
Grace Hager.
And Hager with the shot on goal is going to go a little bit wide left, just enough for Caldwell County to come up with the goal kick.
Those main 3 really connecting really, really fast, and they get it out wide to Houston. And Houston she's had a lot of long passes tonight, and she's done very well with them. So it's a very dangerous thing to see.
I didn't happen to look and see what class those 3 were in, but you can tell they've played some games together. Now Pookie Trailer with Caldwell's best opportunity tonight, but right at the keeper as the keeper came out trying to make the play on Pookie. So Caldwell County denied their first goal of the evening, but not due to a lack of effort on Pookie Trailer, because she made a nice run and really put some smoke on that kick. I'm sure that one stung a little bit when the keeper stopped it for Calloway County.
Yeah, I don't think the goalkeeper, she didn't really have safe hands on it. It was a lot of power behind that shot, a very tough one to save.
Seibert with a nice step over move, wants to switch fields, try to get it over to Fletcher. Fletcher bumped by Houston. Houston with the side foot puts it back to the back line. They'll play it back up. Stolen away by Seibert at midfield. Just about 10 minutes to go in the first half. Callaway County leads the Lady Tigers 3-0. Next to the last regular season game for Caldwell County. This is Callaway County's last regular season game.
Before they start their tough districts and tough region matchups for that postseason. The Region 1 tournament's always something to see on boys and girls side of the ball. It's a very fun thing to watch.
Lainey Fletcher had it far sideline just a second. Drops it out of bounds. It'll be Lady Laker throw in. About 10 yards shy of midfield. Wraparound kick on the throw. I think that one's going to go back out of bounds. Kelsey Adams chases that down. It'll be a throw in for Caldwell County. They'll throw from the defensive end into the offensive end. Touched by Lady Lakers, puts it back up to Stom. Stom to Carson, back to Stom. Now Stom trying to thread between 5 defenders. Has it taken away, but Callaway County comes back up with it at midfield. Battle up there between Fletcher and the Lady Lakers. Fletcher won that one, gets it to Caldwell County's Seibert. Seibert wanted it to go to Littlefield. It's going to go out of bounds, but it'll be off of number 5 for the team in red, so it'll be Lady Tiger throw as Boyd takes that one, puts it out to Seibert. Seibert takes it between Callaway's legs, but the player next in line picks it up for the Lady Lakers. Now they'll start the offensive attack. They're going to go left side, right back to the middle to Stom. Stom open, pulls it back on Adams. Adams with nice defensive pressure. Drop it off to number 5. Caldwell County doing a good job now, not over pursuing. And Kelsey Adams will clean this one up, kicking it out of bounds, and she'll set the defense. But a much better job by Caldwell County to come out and meet the Lady Lakers with a closer proximity, not leaving 6, 8, 9 feet in between the two players. They're coming out in that defensive stance, basically, Ryan, close enough to touch the player in front of them.
And sometimes it's probably what you're going to have to do, and it might work you to death, but if it saves a couple goals, it's really all that matters. So
yeah, you can't leave these girls with a lot of room to wind up or look the field over. Shot on goal is going to take a bounce, picked up by Hagens. So Abby with the nice kick out, low line drive kick is going to take a good Caldwell County bounce. Pookie Traylor has first touch on it. She drops it over to Fletcher. Fletcher on the run on the far sideline. Traylor into the corner. Pookie's going to go down and try to catch this one. Goes out of bounds, and it will be off of Callaway County on the deflection. Traylor with the throw in. It's going to bring it back up the field to McDaniels. McDaniels has it taken away as she tried to control that. Now Morgan in a retreat mode as Kelsey Adams makes a nice block, puts it back to the middle of the field. McDaniels in a battle with number 7 for Callaway County as the Lady Lakers drop it back, and they'll try to switch sides. This side coming to the near side to our broadcast booth. Ball dropped to number 2. She didn't take it with her, and Littlefield's going to be able to come and pick it up for the Lady Tigers. Littlefield up to Seibert. Seibert plays it to McEnany. McEnany goes down, tried to get a foot on it, spun around. No call on the play. Lady Lakers control just outside the midfield circle. They'll get it to Carson. Carson about 20 yards out from goal, puts it down to the corner to Houston. Houston puts a cross on. It's going to be deflected off of McDaniels, and it'll be a corner kick for Callaway County with just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. And the Lady Lakers with the 3-0 lead and the corner kick opportunity coming up.
I figured Kirsten Houston, will be the one to take the corner kick. She's been sending balls in all night long, and figured she'd be the one to try to set someone else up.
Pretty neat misdirection play by Callaway County. They stockpiled everybody at the top of the 18 for the corner, went misdirection, kind of set some picks like what you would see in a basketball inbounds play, Ryan. And Carson was open for just a second. Good job by Caldwell County to close on her, and the shot's going to go wide of the goal. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Tigers.
And Houston having 16 assists on the season, just those long balls. She's really been looking forward through balls over the top, and I think they've had to have some success this season on those because she's had some really good passes.
Headed between Houston and Adams several times. Of course, Kelsey with the concussion headgear on after a little bit of trouble earlier in the season with some concussion-like issues. Ball back to the middle of the field. That's Kendall Boyd into the ball game for the Lady Tigers. Gets it over to Littlefield. Littlefield battles at midfield. Ball still loose. It's Carson with the step over getting around to Asia Boyd. Now Boyd has to retreat, and Carson takes it to the left side corner 18, puts the cross on, deflected by Adams. Ball still up in the air. Houston deflects it very high up. Ball still loose, comes down, hits Young in the head on the bounce back up. It was Stamm putting the shot on goal, but well over the right side. Goal kick coming up for Caldwell County, but a couple of kind of dangerous situations there for the Lady Tigers as those balls bounced very high. Could have gone either way. Fortunately for Caldwell County, they stay out of the net, and Young takes the goal kick for Caldwell County. Houston controls, gets it back to Carson. Carson to Stamm. Stamm left-footed shot right at Hagan, and a nice catch by Abby.
She's showing really safe hands in the goalkeeping position, and to be inexperienced like that in the goal, it's a very nice thing to see. It's got to give some confidence in that Caldwell County back line.
It was Littlefield and McEnany with a nice give-and-go parade going on there for just a second. Stolen away by Calloway, though, at midfield. McEnany comes up and cleans it up. She's looking for Kendall Boyd going down into the corner. Boyd gets to the ball, gets around her defender momentarily, but her defender came from the backside, took the ball away, put Kendall on the ground, and it's Littlefield trying to pick it up again for Caldwell County. Another push to Boyd in the back, no call on it. The only call that we've had so far go against us tonight, Ryan, has been on Goffinet, and it was just barely a touch.
It's been the only free kick the entire game, so there shouldn't be any stoppage time really into this first half.
Ball goes off of Callaway County. Caldwell with a throw from their 18 extended on the right side of the field, just under the old scoreboard. And we appreciate the folks here at Butler Stadium turning on both scoreboards for us. There's a beautiful new scoreboard here near midfield, but absolutely no use to us on this side from the broadcast position. The fans love it. It's right there for them to see right across the field.
Yeah, it's a beautiful scoreboard for the stands, like you said. For us, we just get to see the backside of it. So it's nice for them to actually have the other scoreboard on for us and keep time and score with it a lot easier.
Free kick coming up for Caldwell County just outside the 18. I mean, maybe just 6 inches. Kelsey Adams puts the shot up, goes all the way across, and out of bounds. You had Lainey Fletcher making the charge from the left side of the field. Just not a well-timed play, a little bit long on the shot by Adams, so she'll come back to the defensive end, and Callaway will have the goal kick with about 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half, and the Lady Lakers leading by a score of 3-0. We'll recap the scoring at halftime, talk to Ryan about what to look for in the second half for the Lady Tigers, and also check out our broadcast schedule for the remainder of the week. A lot of soccer and football and coaches shows and sports talk shows, all kinds of things going on WPKY, so stay tuned at halftime. We'll tell you about all of those that we can fit in. Callaway with possession in the defensive end. They'll drop it over to Carson. Carson drops back. And Ryan, one thing that Carson and Stamm do, they drop back farther, I think, than any two forwards we've seen this year. Even though they're scoring a lot, they're having to cover a lot more ground during the course of a game instead of the way a lot of people leave their forwards up towards the middle of the field, at least one at all times, right on the midfield stripe. These two girls are all the way back in the defensive side, a good 10 to 15 yards.
And Houston is as well. She's been playing in an attacking position and also coming back a little bit on defensive duties, but I think it helps them combine really, really fast on the attack. They get 2 or 3 passes with those 3 players and just keep it going all the way down the field.
Callaway County has a player go down, a little collision with Lainey Fletcher. She hops up before anybody goes on the field, but I think she's going to come off holding her right side, but able to hop up pretty quickly. Probably just a little bit of the wind knocked out of her. She's up and headed towards the bench as Callaway will bring in a sub. Not a bad first half for the Lady Tigers, just some boom scoring right around that 30-minute mark left in the first half by Callaway. Gave them the early lead, and Zoe Stamm tacks on a goal just about 13 minutes ago to make it where we stand now at 3-0 Callaway County. Caldwell trying to put something on the board here towards the end of the first half, but Callaway has different thoughts. They steal it away, take it to the offensive end, play the middle of the field. Kelsey Adams is going to clear this one. And had that got over number 4 for Calloway County, number 4 for Caldwell County would have been in a dead sprint. But instead, it's Calloway putting it out of bounds on the defensive side for Caldwell County. McDaniels with a nice throw up to McEnany. That one's going to go off of Calloway County. It'll stay Lady Tiger ball as we click down to no time on the clock, all on the referee's whistle at this point. Ball at middle of the field. Fletcher again in a battle with Houston, gets it over to McEnany. McEnany tries to feed Littlefield with a pass, deflected by the Lady Lakers, back at midfield. This was going to roll through. Kelsey Adams is going to clear this, trying some way to get the ball down to Pookie Traylor in that left corner. Traylor has it, puts a run on, but it goes out of bounds across the end line. It's off of Calloway County, so maybe Caldwell County can hustle up and get a corner kick in before the referee blows the halftime whistle.
And usually refs, they usually do. If there's a corner or an absolute goal-scoring opportunity right before halftime, they usually won't just cut it off.
So I've seen that one time called before we could get a shot off. I think it was against either UHA or Christian or Hopkinsville, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Corner kick by Fletcher. Ball loose inside the 18. Boyd and McEnany tried to get a foot on it. Instead, Calloway is going to come out the other way. Stolen away in a big kick by Morgan McDaniels, but well over the goal. But a good job by Morgan to come up and take a chance. She knows time has expired on the clock in the half, so she decided to go ahead and let it rip from about 25 yards out. I think that one would have been good from 45. Big leg on Morgan. When you give her an opportunity, she's accurate with that, and she can make a long kick on goal coming up from that defensive spot.
Yeah, I think her goal earlier this season had to be from about 30 yards out, just curling it to the back post, a lot of power on it.
Callaway County's Carson with the ball on the defensive side of the field, gets it up to Stom. Caldwell County steals this one away over to Traylor. And there's the whistle that will end the first half. Caldwell County Lady Tigers played a decent half, but a bang-bang scoring by Callaway County put them in the lead early. They tacked one on late, and right now at halftime, it's 3-0. The Lady Lakers over the Lady Tigers. We'll be back and recap the scoring and look ahead to the second half and our broadcast schedule for the week, so stay tuned. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Bank that still has old-fashioned values that will offer you the latest technology and banking services. Take a good look at Fredonia Valley Bank, located in Fredonia and Eddyville, a full-service, real community bank. If you're needing a new construction, checking, savings, certificate of deposit, or IRA, look no further than Fredonia Valley Bank. Good customer service is what we've built our reputation on through the years, and it's what we continue to stand by each day, with locations at 602 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, and 226 Commerce Street, Eddyville. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Sundays on WPKY The Tiger, you're invited to enjoy the Sunday Singing. Hello, I'm Ken Cummins.
I am Eddie Boone.
Your host for the Sunday Singing, presented on the first Sunday by Eddy Creek Baptist Church, the second, Cedar Bluff Baptist Church, third, Lebanon Baptist Church, fourth by Charity Baptist, and the fifth Sundays by the Caldwell Line Baptist Association. The Sunday Singing at 6 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. on your hometown radio station, WPKY The Tiger.
What does your morning sound like?
Morning, Al.
Next stop, 32nd Street.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Hi, can I get an Egg McMuffin, please? Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
Hi, Caldwell County. I'm Allie Coleman with First Southern National Bank, and I'm ready to service your next loan. Whether you're wanting to build your first home, buy an investment property, or add square footage for your growing family, we can tailor a solution just for you. Stop by my office at 101 West Washington Street in Princeton, or give me a call at 270-365-3545 to apply today. First Southern National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, Federal Registry 409424, NMLS 1002990.
Back to WPKY Princeton Lady Tiger Soccer here at Butler Stadium at halftime. It's Caldwell County trailing Calloway County 3-0. Scoring in the first half about 9 minutes in, it was Zoe Stamm on the assist from Ellie Carson, putting Calloway County up 1-0. And then we talked about how high-powered this offensive is for Calloway County, how they can score quickly and in bunches. Just about 2 minutes later, it's Ellie Carson unassisted for Calloway County. That held Callaway at 2-0, and Caldwell County held them for a pretty good while. But Ryan, at the about 13 minutes left in the first half, it was Zoe Stamm putting in her second goal of the night unassisted, and that's where we stand right now. Caldwell County trailing Callaway County 3-0.
Yeah, Callaway County really showing how strong of an attack they have, and me and you have talked about it in the first half. They're not really possessing the ball too much. There was a couple possessions towards the end of the half, which when you have a 3-0 lead, that's usually what some teams try to do. They try to possess the ball a little more. But other than that, 1 or 2 possessions, they've really been just trying to get it 2 or 3 passes, try to get a through ball, or if they can't get a through ball right off that, they play it out wide and try to have what's her last name, Houston, try to have her play a ball into the middle of the field. So they're not really mixing things up too much. There's just 3 or 4 players that they're looking for, and they can kind of interchange between those 4 players.
It looks like they come in with a philosophy and a game plan, and they leave it to the other team to stop them. They're not really worried about what Caldwell can do or what we do well. They know what they want to do, and they bring their 2 forwards in Stamm and Carson all the way back into that defensive end. They're part of bringing that ball up the field instead of waiting for the pass up. And if they don't have it, the whole team looks like they're trying to work it to the sideline of Houston, and Houston quickly will put it down to those 2 players who so far tonight haven't been called offsides once. So they know where they're at on the field. They've got some experience, and Callaway County has opened up a pretty commanding lead here in this ball game at 3-0.
And Stamm, talking about experience, she's a junior this year, so she does have that experience side, but I figured Carson would be a senior the way she was playing and the way she was kind of running things. They have her listed as a sophomore, so for just them 2 to be a sophomore and junior and be on the same page the way they are, it looks like they've been playing together for a very long time.
Well, they probably have. You know how many Region 1 teams are doing the travel ball, the club teams, so I'm sure these ladies have played together for a long time, not just in high school ball. Coach Miller has the team out on the field right now. This is a game he was looking forward to. He said after the Hopkins Central game, this was going to be his measuring stick for later in the season to see where the girls stand. What do you think he's telling his team now, and what's his mindset going into this second half?
Being down 3-0, it's got to be a lot of motivation in that talk. He's probably got a lot of things that he's trying to pump the girls up, trying to get them back into it, because if you're not physically or mentally into it, and you're not ready to come back and make a huge comeback 3-0 down, things probably aren't gonna go your way. So right now Coach Miller's probably just telling them they've got to possess the ball a little more. They can't just keep playing it up top and hoping that a center back from Callaway is gonna make a mistake and then have Alyssa Traylor or somebody through. They've got to create some passes. They've got to challenge some 50-50 balls, which they didn't do too bad of a job in the first half, but there was some towards the end where it was kind of just bouncing around, and me and you mentioned it, whenever the ball was inside the 18, there was 3 or 4 good goal scoring opportunities for Callaway County there, and Caldwell County just couldn't get it out. So right now, more than likely, I would assume a lot of motivation going into them, trying to get them, hey, this is your second to last regular season game, and for you seniors, this is the second to last home game here at Butler Stadium. Right. So want to go out on a good note. Big favorites against Webster County on Thursday for senior night. And this one's one you said Miller's got circled on his schedule, and I think me and you have too. Really good game, and I think Caldwell County knows that they can get back into it. They've missed a couple chances, and I think if they get those chances again and finish them, this could be a completely different ball game.
Yeah, a goal early would go a long way in that second half if Caldwell County can get on the board, get a little bit of momentum. They look like they closed the gaps. They left Callaway County what I thought was too open. We'll talk to Coach Miller a little bit after the game, but I thought Caldwell was leaving them trying to play protective just a little bit too much and offering Stamm and Carson too much room to work the ball in and get some good shots off. They came out about midway of the second half, started closing that gap a little bit, made it much harder on Callaway County to score, and basically shut them out except for the 1 goal at the 13-minute mark left in the half. But Caldwell County has some bright spots, but they're going to have to work the ball a little more with the passing on the offensive end, because one thing we talked about, Callaway is not going to leave their forwards up just standing around waiting for the ball to come back. They're back in that defensive half of the field, And that's going to clog that up for Caldwell County. These passes are going to have to be maybe shorter. They're going to have to find some lanes down the side and play more crosses because that middle is pretty compacted when you put the forwards back in on the defensive side.
Yeah, and defense isn't something a lot of people like to talk about. A lot of people say it's not exciting. I'm a defensive kind of guy. I like seeing a good defense play, and that's exactly what Calloway County's had tonight. I've been just as impressed with their defensive side of the ball as I have their attacking side. So they, like you said, they've really congested the middle. They've even thrown back the 2 strikers, like you said, and usually strikers are playing right with the back line of the opposing team, and they've come back probably 5-10 yards just outside the 18 just to make a couple cleaning up lanes and stuff, just cutting off lanes for Caldwell County to not be able to get some passes off. So like you said, Caldwell County's going to have to possess the ball. They're going to have to look out wide and see if they can get a cross in and try to finish from there. It's going to be a big mental thing. They're going to have to be, Caldwell County's going to have to be thinking very, very hard the rest of this game.
If we don't come up and win this one, it's going to at least matter to Caldwell County to get on the scoreboard, know that they played well against one of the better teams in the first region, and that'll be some confidence going into not only Thursday night, but that district tournament next week. And speaking of that, Ryan, we've got so much soccer coming up. Let's see if we can get all this in. Thursday night, it's doubleheader action with the Tigers and the Lady Tigers on senior night here at Butler Stadium. The Tigers scheduled to kick off at 5:30, I think it is. You'll be on the call for that one, play-by-play with your buddy Adam Ball helping you out on that one. And then we'll have the halftime or the between-game activities with the senior recognition. And then right after that, the Caldwell County Lady Tigers take on Webster County in the nightcap. So a lot of soccer coming up on Thursday night here on WPKY. We'll be on what I'm assuming right after the evening local news with Audrey Lamb. So that's a big night coming up. Friday night, it's football with the last home regular season game for the Tigers as they take on the Trigg County Wildcats on Friday night. Bob Hayes and David Barnes will be on with the Coach David Barnes Show at 6 o'clock. We'll have the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show at 6:30 and then kickoff from Tiger Stadium at 7 o'clock. Also in there, you've got the sideline report with Todd Griffith on Thursday at 8 o'clock. You've got the Gator and DT show, although DT's had a little health issues. We hope he's recuperating as we speak and able to get back with us as soon as possible. That comes up on Friday at 8 o'clock. And then Bob and Coach Barnes will have Saturday morning quarterback coming your way Saturday morning on WPKY. Coach Barnes will be there. He'll bring some of the assistant coaches in. They'll talk about the game Friday night with Trigg County. Saturday morning, that comes your way at 9 o'clock. So a lot of sports coming up the next few days here on WPKY.
And then it starts all over again on Monday
all
with
over
districts.
Monday night, the girls will be in district action at 5:30. We'll be on the air for that one from Madisonville, Kentucky. Should they win that, we'll be at Madisonville on Wednesday again for the championship with the winner of Caldwell County and Hopkins Central taking on Madisonville on Wednesday night. That game also, according to Coach Miller, at 5:30. Back in play here in the second half at Butler Stadium. Caldwell County had first possession. They rolled it up, but stolen away by Calloway County. Now Caldwell trying to win the ball back at the middle of the field. Seibert in a battle with Carson. They put it over to the side, bring it back to the middle of the field. Now they're going to go near side from our broadcast booth. Calloway County going towards the Main Street end here at Butler Stadium for the second half. Caldwell going towards Washington Street. Nice lob through ball from Fletcher. She wanted McEnany. McEnany's just going to be outrun on the play. Calloway's going to kick it out of bounds across the end line, and it will be a corner kick for the Lady Tigers to start this second half with a scoring opportunity and try to get on the board. Or maybe they said that one went off. We were kind of blocked by the dugout, but I thought for sure that was off the end. Apparently a throw-in, another throw-in coming your way for the Lady Tigers. They get it into Trailer. Trailer at the top of the 18. Wants it back to Fletcher. Fletcher plays it to McDaniels. McDaniels tries to put it in the middle. Seibert had it for a second. I think for a second, Ryan, she wanted to shoot, changed her mind. Shot's going to roll kind of weakly through and picked up by the keeper for Calloway County.
I think Caldwell County just taking a little note out of Calloway County's book there. The couple passes and trying to get a shot on goal. Becca Seibert, like you said, shot just trickled through, took off a touch of the defender. So I like it from Caldwell County in these opening seconds, getting a couple chances.
Yeah, it's obvious that Coach Miller wanted a little bit more aggressive play out of the Lady Tigers here in this second half. They came out from the opening kick, literally, and put it down the field with some urgency.
That's
Throw
a good
in
thing
from
to
Boyd.
see.
Young plays it. It's going to go out of bounds. And Calloway will have it at midfield. This one rolls through. Laney Fletcher almost had a bead on it. Stolen away by Calloway. They'll start their offensive possession. Carson takes it over to Houston. Houston switches fields back to the far side. That one's going to roll out of bounds. It'll be a Lady Tiger throw in. Just underway here in the second half. 3-0, Calloway County Lady Lakers. Houston with the possession in front of Fletcher. Calloway controlling the ball well at midfield. Still have it. Now they're going to play it back to the side. Looking for Carson. Carson in the middle of the field wants Houston. Defensively, it's McDaniels for Caldwell County. They'll let that one roll out of bounds. Throw in for the Lady Tigers. McDaniels gets it up to Fletcher. Fletcher has this one kicked away from her, but out of bounds. It'll be another throw in for the Lady Tigers.
Calloway County is actually possessing the ball a little bit more there, and like we said, being up 3-0, their coach, that might have been a thing at halftime. Big talking point, trying to possess the ball and waste a little more time instead of trying to get more attacks going and be a little more vulnerable on the counterattack. So they might look to possess the ball a little more, and Caldwell County's defense is going to have to adjust accordingly.
Throw in by Calloway County goes off the leg of Carson. It'll be Lady Tiger throw. McDaniels gets it up the field off of a white jersey, so she'll get to move up about 5 yards and redo that one. Right now, good spacing by the Lady Tigers. I don't think that's been a real big problem. It's just so many to go through as Calloway brings so many back on defense.
I've never seen a team that's so good on the attack play so many defenders and play it so well. It's not like they're just sitting back letting Caldwell County play however they want. As soon as they win the ball, they're attacking in numbers. You can tell that there's very good coaching into this team and that they're really on the same page.
Ryan, you can look out right now and see both Carson and Houston all the way back just outside the 18. Then you've got Stom at the bottom of the midfield circle in her defensive end. So that's a lot of players for Caldwell County to have to go through offensively, and that's something we just haven't figured out to this point.
Yeah, and then you see all the Calloway County players from the midfield up to the attackers moving all the way back up to half field. It's like they're a machine. As soon as one thing's going, if they're going on to defend, everybody's going to defend, and as soon as they get back on the attack, the same players are going straight back to the attack.
And you got to give credit to the likes of Stom and to Carson to know where they're at on the field and know how quickly they have to get back. As Houston comes up, she's challenged by Kelsey Adams. Adams puts it over to the sideline. She wanted Laney Fletcher on the play, got past her. So it will be a throw-in for Calloway County. Nice throw to the middle of the field. They control there, push by Ginn. Not called. She got away with one on that one. Ginn still with possession. And a little retaliation move. It's always the second one. And you know that from your playing days, Ryan. Calloway County tried to give a little bit back after Ginn put the shove on, grabbed Ginn's arm, and it'll be a Lady Tiger free kick about 3 yards into their defensive end.
Yeah, and honestly, not as much into it on the second challenge as there was when Ginn gave in. Like you said, as soon as it's retaliation, it's going to be called no matter what.
Big kick by Caldwell County comes inside the 18, but the keeper for Calloway County there, and she's going to pick it up and come out for the punt at the top of her 18. Ginn and Carson in a battle. Carson wins that one. Touch goes to Calloway. Kelsey Adams is going to play it back up from the defensive end. Gets Fletcher on the side. Fletcher with some room. Plays it over to Seibert. Seibert picked up quickly and stolen away just at the bottom of the midfield circle. Now Calloway County on the attack. Good job by Seibert to stop that one. Calloway plays it into the middle of the field, and they do a lot of that, Ryan. They play more at the middle of the field to start their offense than any team I think I've seen so far this year. Instead of teams wanting to go down the lanes on the side and play it across, Calloway likes that middle.
Yeah, they're not really looking out wide to try to get a ball out wide and then play a ball into the middle with a cross or a ball on the ground. They're looking, as soon as they get it out wide, they're trying to play it right back into the middle. And just like you said, it's pretty much all the possession's been in the middle of the field for Calloway County.
Spin on the ball out of bounds. It'll go Caldwell County's way as McDaniels will come up. We got to get the other ball off the field. Back in play, McDaniels over to Trailer, over her head though as she tried to put the flick on it. Lady Lakers come up with the possession. Good step around move. Ginn comes up, takes the ball away on a nice play. She gets it over to Fletcher. Fletcher had McEnany on the near sideline. That one deflected away, but the ball goes across the field. And now it's Caldwell County putting a double team on trying to get this one back between Littlefield and Traylor. Littlefield comes up with it over to Seibert. Seibert with a quick pass to Fletcher. Fletcher with a lane down the middle, puts a high shot on goal and just wide left. Nice work by the Lady Tigers to work that one from the sideline. Littlefield did a great job getting it over to Seibert. Seibert to Fletcher. And Ryan, that's something Laney has gotten so good on the last couple of years. Her play has improved so much it's hard to even describe, but Laney put a nice shot on from about 20 yards out and didn't miss the left bar by very much at all.
Yeah, I couldn't say nothing there. I was too excited. I was leaning back watching the game. I forgot I was even up here supposed to be talking. It was just a good shot, and I was really excited, really hoping that one would have went in.
This was going to deflect off of McDaniels. It'll be Calloway County throw just past the midfield circle, or the midfield sideline. They play it back to the midfield circle. Maggie again has that one get through her. Calloway very patiently plays it back to the middle of the field. Little two-man game right there in the middle. Finally, Hannah Young comes up and says, enough of this. She's going to get in on the mix of this one, clears it back out to Seibert. Seibert turns, gets it over to Ginn. Ginn has it deflected off of number 9, but Seibert able to pick that one up. She'll play it back to the midfield stripe. And Calloway County now coming up with the possession.
And Callaway's doing a much better job in the second half. I mentioned it whenever we came back from break. They're doing a very good job of possessing the ball in the second half, and Caldwell County's defense is going to have to play accordingly to that.
Fletcher tried to drag that one with her. Has some tough defense from Houston, plays it back to McDaniels. McDaniels almost had McEnany on the break, but not enough. Callaway County kicks it back out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in Lady Tigers as another one sails over the dugout. Throw-in coming up for McDaniels.
I'm starting to get worried. These are flying pretty close with a lot of heat on them.
Yeah, we've had several bounce right in front of the broadcast booth. Asia Boyd with the touch, controlled by Houston. Houston takes it to the far side. There's Boyd again, though, for Caldwell County. Good job to get it up to Littlefield. Littlefield passes it over to Seibert. Seibert played it back to her. Ryan, that may be one, even though she made a good one-touch pass back over to Littlefield, Seibert had some room to go ahead and bring that ball up a little bit. Nobody in front of her to stop it, maybe get it in the offensive end. But with a team like Callaway County that's really packing it back here, got a great defense, I guess that kind of makes you play defense. That kind of makes you rush an offense if you can put that many players back and cut the lanes off, that they're having to almost think too quickly and not realizing what they have open.
Yeah, sometimes it just gets to the point where you got to realize, hey, I'm going too fast. I need to kind of slow things down and try to think about it a little more before the pass is made, because it does get to the point where you're trying to rush it. You see something and then it just goes away in a split second. You get frustrated, and whenever that frustration settles in, that's when mistakes start happening. So Caldwell County just needs to sit back, take a breath, and just realize what they've got ahead of them and keep to the plan.
Callaway County again back up the middle. They don't even think about the sidelines, it doesn't seem like, Ryan. They just take it right to the middle. Carson now with it, defended by Kelsey Adams. That's a good matchup. Whistle's going to blow. I think that one's going to be called on Kelsey, and it'll be a free kick for Callaway from, I'd say, about 25, maybe 28 yards out.
I think the Callaway County coach, realizing that was a pretty good tackle, kind of turning around, they'll take the call, but I think he realized it was a pretty clean tackle from Adams.
Yeah. Yeah, Kelsey made a good play on that one. Houston's going to take this kick, but that one could have easily gone our way. Houston with the big lob up, and a nice stop by Hagan. Again, the being a tall keeper in there really paid dividends for Hagan, as she was able to get a glove up high on it, make that catch on a nice catch.
And sometimes just as dangerous. Oh.
Carson with a big run against Young. This one's going to be kicked out of bounds across the end line. Let's see if they give him a corner kick. No, it's going to be a goal kick, as that one went off of Carson for Callaway County.
And sometimes just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, is that second ball if a goalkeeper can't get a clean touch to it. And so far she's had safe hands again. That shot, and like you said, a tall goalkeeper, she just reaches up and grabs it, didn't bobble it or nothing, so that's a good thing to see.
Good job again for Caldwell County. She gains possession up to midfield. Over to Traylor, back again. She's wanting Traylor down that far sideline. Traylor in a battle, pushed and shoved, and that's almost dangerous right there, especially with that sidewalk here at Butler Stadium right in front of the stands. As Traylor hit the ground hard, she hopped right back up, tough as nails, but it's going to be a free kick, Caldwell County, from about 30 yards out.
Yeah, there's no room over on that side, the sidewalk being so close and the bleachers being close. It's not like a whole lot of other fields, so a push like that, it makes everything a whole lot worse.
Kelsey Adams with the big kick into the 18, high bounce and controlled by the keeper, but 3 blue jerseys around her had she bobbled it the least little bit. So we remain scoreless in the second half. We're down to about 27 minutes to go in the ball game. Callaway County still leads this one 3-0, but much better aggressive play by Caldwell County here in the second half.
Yeah, I think Caldwell's playing a lot better, probably a lot more of what they wanted to do in the first half. I think especially the defense. The defense has been playing very well. Other than that free kick shot, there hasn't been any shots on goal or anything. So I think Caldwell County's back line's playing much, much better this half.
Good job by Traylor. Again, looked like she took one across the chin there. No call on that one. McEnany with it. Gets it up to Fletcher. Fletcher runs through that ball, kicked out of bounds by Calloway County. It'll be Lady Tiger throw in just in front of their own bench. McDaniels with a big throw, wanting to lead. Kaylee McEnany headed out by number 15 for Callaway County. She'll move down about 10-15 yards and take another throw in. This one's going to go towards the middle, towards Traylor. Traylor wanted to put a little flick on it just over her head. Callaway County is going to pick up the possession. They'll turn and start the offense as they get it up to Carson, who comes up to the middle of the field. Carson and Ginn in a battle. They get it up to Houston. Houston with a great pass between 2 Lady Tiger defenders right to the feet of Carson. They get it up towards Stamm. Broken up by Kelsey Adams on a nice play. Adams tripped. No call on that one. Carson takes the shot. Not much on that one. She didn't put much, or didn't get a good plant foot on that one at all. Caldwell County coming back on the offensive end. Callaway drops the 4 back defensively. This one's going to go off of Laney Fletcher, and it'll be a throw in for the Lady Lakers.
Houston, she's been very creative with the skill moves, the crosses, the passes, everything. That pass there, it's something that a lot of players don't see. She's a very creative mind. She's had a very good game today.
Good job by Fletcher to flick that one off the Callaway County defender, throw in front of the Lady Tiger bench. That one off the head of Traylor. Traylor with the deflection, ball loose in the 18, but coming up to pick that one up, the keeper with a nice alert play for Callaway County, just ahead of Kaylee McEnany.
And if they're going to keep throwing the ball into Alyssa Traylor, she's trying to flick it into the middle, but no one's really running onto it. So Caldwell County's going to have to get their attack on the same page and either have someone else come in and try to flick it to Alyssa or have someone run off that initial header.
Callaway County now with a charge the other way, backing up defensively is Adams. They play it over to Houston. Houston with the cross. Ball still loose. Punch shot goes in and picked up by Hagan. Ryan, that's exactly what I was thinking down here. It's going in, and Alyssa's open right in the middle of the field, but there's nobody coming down from the other side, and that's got to be, correct me if I'm wrong, that's got to be either Seibert or Littlefield to make that run when Traylor moves over to the middle of that field.
I would agree. Or if anybody sees that there's just, or you might not even have to throw it into Alyssa Traylor's head. You could really just throw it into her feet, have her settle it, and she could look for a pass. That might be a little easier of an option, but yes, I would agree. One of the attacking mids is going to have to run off that ball if Alyssa Traylor's stepping into their role to flick it on.
It's going to be throw in by Houston just in front of her own bench. Gets it up to Carson. Out of bounds. Let's see who they call it. They'll keep it with Callaway County. Substitution for the Lady Lakers. Just under 24 minutes to go here in the ball game. Still 3-0 in favor of Callaway County. Only 1 goal from the last 30 minutes of the first half and the almost the first 20 minutes of this half for Callaway County.
Yeah, Caldwell County's defense has been playing 10 times better than they were in the first half. And they weren't necessarily playing bad in the first half, but they're playing very, very well so far in the second.
I think the defense for Caldwell County just kind of started out on their heels, just wanting to protect the goal. as Pookie Trailer's going to make a run. She's got two defenders beside her. She puts a shot on goal, trying to connect before the keeper got out to her. Pulls it a little bit wide left, and out of bounds goal kick for Calloway County. And maybe that was a philosophy for Caldwell County. I don't know if they wanted to play a little bit cautious, trying to keep this game low in scoring and have a shot late in the ball game, just keep it down to maybe a 1 or 2 goal affair. Calloway County, though, able to take advantage with their two star players early in the ball game, about 10 and 11 minutes in, and that put the pressure on Caldwell County to really have to play from behind most of this ball game.
Yeah,
Good job by Boyd to battle all the way down to the end line.
Sometimes you have to do that against teams, especially you see it on paper that they're scoring almost 80 goals and right before the end of the regular season. So sometimes if you see that, you've got to adjust your defense or the entire game plan to how you're going to play against them. And tonight, I think that's probably what Caldwell County did, or maybe they might have just come out flat-footed, but Caldwell County playing much better in the second half, especially on the defensive end.
Corner kick coming up from the far entrance here at Butler Stadium. Ball crossed, hit by a couple of Callaway County players. They still have it inside the 18. Turn and a weak shot on goal, easily picked up by Abby Hagan. She'll make the sling pass out to McEnany. McEnany had to battle a couple of defenders. On the deflection, it goes to Carson. Nice play by Ginn to slide in and kick that one away. She wants Littlefield on the far sideline. Seems like everybody we pass it up to, Ryan, is double teamed as Callaway really brings a lot of defensive pressure back, even starting at the first 5 yards of their offensive end at midfield.
Yeah, they really are hunting in packs, and just them playing the ball up to Sophie Littlefield. She's wide open for 5 seconds, and then as soon as those are gone, she's got 2 or 3 defenders on her. So Caldwell County, they're, like we were talking about, they've got to possess, but it's got to be a lot of thinking going on, especially the rest of the second half.
Break for Caldwell County as McEnany picks up the possession in midfield, puts the through ball to Trailer. Trailer trying to get around one player, takes it to the corner with a good move. She's pushed down from just outside the 18. Shot on goal is not good. The referee finally did call that one, as it wasn't just a love tap against Pookie in that far corner, or the near side corner. It was a full-fledged shove down.
Yeah, pretty much 2 hands extended, just pushing her down.
I think they're trying to see if it was actually a shove from inside the 18 to outside. They're going to say it took place just outside the 18, and Caldwell County will have the free kick, like the 6-yard line box extended over just outside the 18. Kelsey Adams from the left side will put the left-footed kick on it, plays it across. A little bit too much on that one as it goes all the way across the field. Caldwell County's going to play it back out, and Asia Boyd's going to take a shot on goal. Didn't really get squared on that one. That's going to take a bad bounce and go actually over the wall into the Washington Street area of Butler Stadium.
Yeah, and if it's going to be a shot like that for your outside back to take a hit from that far away, the layoff's got to be just a little bit easier. If she's going to try to hit that first time, which really you kind of have to do against Callaway County, that, like we were just talking about, they're pressing very hard as soon as you take a touch. So if there's going to be a layoff for someone to shoot, it's got to have a little less pace on it.
Lucy Goffinette back into the ball game as Lainey Fletcher will take a little bit of a break, but I'm sure she won't be out very long, Ryan. She's got to be back in this. And Caldwell County, time is starting to work against them as it's down to about 20 minutes left in the ball game here. So they're going to need to get a score on the board soon if they're going to make any kind of comeback here in this ball game. And with it being 20 minutes into the half, we're going to take a quick break and be back, and we'll have the rest of the ball game here on WPKY. So I hope you'll stay tuned with us right now. With about 20 minutes to go in the ball game, it's Callaway County 3 and Caldwell County nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Lady Tiger Soccer on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Have you been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank and Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it, then turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
At Caldwell Medical Associates, we believe our surgical services are truly exceptional. Our highly trained surgeon, Dr. Sue Petty, along with a team of skilled nurses and technicians, provide years of experience in a wide range of procedures, including outpatient, laparoscopic, and general surgery. Let us be your partner for better quality health care right here at home. To make an appointment, contact Caldwell Medical Associates at 270-365-0332. That's 270-365-0332.
Back to Butler Stadium and Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY Princeton. 17 minutes to go in the ball game. Calloway County leads this one 3-0. And Ryan, we have an update score from Hopkinsville.
Yeah, the boys 1 point tied 2-2 with Christian County. Just got an update from Coach Schaefer's wife. She just texted and said that it's 4-2 Christian County right now. So hopefully the boys can get back into that one if it's not over yet. I think it was scheduled on the main schedule for a senior night for Christian County. So game might be being played a little bit later or something like that. So if there is some time left, hopefully Caldwell County can get back into that one.
Throw in goes all the way to the keeper, Abby Hagan. She punts it out to midfield. It's Kaylee McEnany able to get a touch on it. And Pookie Traylor's going to get called for the push. There's been a couple of 50-50 balls that Caldwell County has got the tail end of the call on tonight, Ryan. That was one of them. I thought Pookie had some pretty good position right there.
Yeah, it looked like she got a touch to the ball and then the contact came. And usually if you get the ball first, it's kind of a, oh, well, she hit the ground. It's not really a foul. So, like you said, Caldwell County just unlucky to get the call there.
Callaway County now with possession at midfield. They'll bring it up looking for Carson. Drop it to the sideline. Left-footed pass into the goal. That was far enough. Go ahead and classify that one as a shot as Hagan come out and made a nice catch. I've been kind of impressed with the play of Abby Hagan the last 3 or 4 games, but especially tonight. She hasn't gotten shaken. There's been a lot of shots early on by Callaway County. She weathered the storm for the most part. Callaway County able to put up a couple early in the ball game, but a good job, I think, by Hagan keeping her composure and making some really nice catches on some pretty hard shots.
Yeah, and I mentioned a couple times her having a safe set of hands, and again, just a shot there from distance, and she catches it like it didn't have any power behind it, and it had a lot. So I'm with you. I've been very impressed with Abby Hagan over the last couple of weeks, and especially tonight. She's played a wonderful game.
It's going to be Lucy Goffinet going far side as Littlefield comes into the ball game, and Audrey Wynn will come in for the Lady Tigers. I don't think Coach Schaefer's going to be displeased with the way the Lady Tigers have played tonight, but I'm sure he saw some things in that first half. He wishes they would have been a little bit more aggressive and going towards the ball a little bit more early on. As Traylor gets a shot down to McEnany. McEnany had the open lane and just wanted to take the ball. It didn't go with her. Callaway County comes back up, but that was shaping up to be a good opportunity, Ryan.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Coach Miller and these girls have really wanted this entire game. They get it to Alyssa Traylor in the middle of the field. She picks her head up and plays it through to Kaylee McEnany. Just couldn't get a touch on it. Very good move there from Caldwell County.
Ball gets away from Houston, played upfield by Wynn. Back and forth now it's Adams playing it back up to McEnany. Gets by her, and Callaway County will take it to the middle of the field. It's Wynn off of Houston over to McDaniels. McDaniels wanting Kaylee McEnany kicked out of bounds by Callaway County. It'll be a throw in just past the Lady Tiger bench. It's going to be a throw in for McDaniels. She puts it inside the 18. It's McEnany with the shot deflected and almost deflected into the goal by Callaway County just outside the far bar. It'll be a corner kick for the Lady Tigers, but that one within about a half a foot, Ryan, of rolling in for Caldwell County.
Yeah, and I think if it would have went in, I would have still counted it as Kaylee McEnany's because the touch was more of a deflection than a pass into the own goal.
Goffinet lays it right across the middle. Bodies flying. Ball still loose inside the 18. Traylor tries to put a foot on it. Got under that one. She wants to put another one on off a Callaway County player. Not sure that didn't go off an arm, but they did not call it. Gets out to Young. Young puts a left ball through. That one played off of Callaway County. Now they bring it back out, and they start their offensive push back up the far side of the field. Boyd there for Caldwell County, also with some help from Goffinet.
And I really these last couple of minutes, Caldwell County getting some attacks going. Calloway County's been really frustrated, actually. You can hear some players start kind of finger pointing and calling names out and stuff. And I think if Caldwell County would have been playing like this in the first half, a little way too much after play there.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be called on Ginn. Little retaliation move. And it's been a physical ball game, although it's been mostly a clean ball game. There have been some obvious pushes, but called quickly by the referees. Now they're going to get together and talk to a couple of the players so it doesn't escalate.
And really, that's just Ginn's game. She's aggressive. She hits hard tackles. And I think just then, just a turnaround from the Calloway County player, little elbows being thrown. And you can hear the coach telling her to be smart. It's just, again, I think Caldwell County gets some attacks going. They're possessing the ball a little bit more. Frustration setting in for Calloway County. And I really think if Caldwell County would have been playing like this in the first half, it would have been a completely different game.
I think Calloway County is used to putting away people a lot earlier than they have tonight, especially with the start they have, as Houston takes the big kick controlled by Hagan from way out, probably 35, 40 yards out. But Caldwell County has played tough. That little stretch between 31 minutes into the first half down to about 29, that little 2-minute stretch where Calloway scored a couple of goals really put Caldwell County in a hole that was going to be obviously tough to come back from. As Traylor makes the run down the sideline, deflection shot comes out to McEnany. Her shot blocked over to Goffinette. Her shot blocked. Now Caldwell County trying to regain possession inside the 18, but Calloway County dodges the bullet and they'll bring it up the far sideline. But aside from that, I think that's where the frustration's coming in for Calloway County. They thought it had the makings of maybe one of those 9-0 wins, 10-0 wins that they've had so many of this season. Caldwell County stiffened up and only allowed one goal after that 29-minute mark in the first half, all the way up till now as we stand at 3-0. And Caldwell County still playing inspired and playing as hard as they can. Just tough going against a very good defensive Calloway County team.
In Calloway County, they've put up big numbers against some really good teams as well. Again, losing 4-3 to Madisonville North, and then they beat McCracken County 9-3. That was one of the results that really jumped out to me. And I know that's a first region opponent. There's a lot more into it than just a regular game.
Right.
But that result really jumped out to me. You put 9 goals past McCracken County, that's going to raise any eyebrows.
Carson to Stom, back to Carson. That's the combination that kind of did Caldwell County in early in the ball game. This time it goes out of bounds, far sideline. Caldwell County had possession. Now it's going to be Calloway County ball. No, it's going to be Caldwell County ball, I'm sorry, as Lucy Goffinette will take the throw. 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Calloway leading this one 3-0. Stay tuned after the ball game. We'll try to get Coach Miller up for a post-game interview and talk about the upcoming senior night and also district starting next week at Madisonville. Ball taken away on the defensive end by Asia Boyd. She puts it up the field, and it's going to go out of bounds. Calloway County ball right at midfield on the throw on the far side.
Madisonville North's a very nice place to play. It's very nice to be able to have districts being held there this year, especially these seniors. I know it's a rivals field and stuff, but it's a very nice facility, so it's a good place to be able to hold a big tournament like the districts.
It's a good place to play, but it's not ideal for broadcasting because they take over their press box for coaches, and they'll put us outside no matter the weather.
Yep.
And there's been times where it's not been ideal. So we'll run some cords and do the best we can at Madisonville on Monday night, and hopefully again on Wednesday night, as Caldwell County will look to make it back-to-back wins over Hopkins Central on Monday night and advance to that championship game against Madisonville North coming up on Wednesday night.
Which could be a completely different story. The score line of that one tells its own story, but a district rival like that, especially the way it's been over the last couple of seasons, I think it could be a completely different score line come district championship if the Caldwell County girls can make it there.
I think we're a much improved team, and I would expect a much better ball game coming up should we make it there on Wednesday night. But as you know, in sports, you can't look past one game or you'll be ending up sitting at home getting ready for basketball season. You got to come out and play on Monday night against Hopkins Central, just like they did here last week. and take care of business there.
Central's one of those teams that if you are sleeping on them, they'll make sure that they let you know about it.
Yeah, they've got a couple of pretty prolific scorers themselves. So you don't want to come out and try to sleepwalk through that one and expect just to show up on Wednesday night, because it won't happen.
I believe Coach Miller told us Wednesday would be the district championship date instead of Tuesday.
And both of those times, as far as Coach Miller knows, are 5:30 kickoffs for the girls. Caldwell County now with the ball in the offensive end. McEnany had a shot just outside the 18, kicked away by Calloway County. It's going to go out of bounds and throw in at midfield by Wynn. Wynn was trying to get it up to McDaniel. Stolen away by Carson. Now it's Carson and Stom, 4-on-2. Nice block on the through ball by Adams. This one's going to get through, but it's going to be picked up by Hagan. So Abby puts the low line drive punt out. Another thing that Calloway County has probably won handily tonight are the first touches on the punts and the 50-50 balls. They've gotten to well more than Caldwell County, and that's probably indicative of the way Calloway County has held the time of possession so much tonight.
Yeah, with more possession comes the more touches and more battles won and stuff, but 50-50 balls are something that sometimes can decide a district game or a district tournament. It's one of those physical things that's got to be done, so Caldwell County will probably look to improve a little bit on that.
Nice play by the Caldwell County defense. Retreated, kept I think the distance is a whole lot better. They don't try to charge the ball, they don't get out of position, but the gap between the offensive and defensive player in this second half, and probably midway through the first half, has been so much better than how they started the game. McEnany has it go past her. It's going to be a throw in Caldwell County right in front of their own bench, as the Lady Tigers looking to get on the board and break this shutout here with about 6 minutes to go in the ball game. McEnany has some opening. Didn't have enough to turn the hips on it. That one's going to go off the wall to the right of the goal.
I like the idea of cutting inside like that. Skips past two defenders and couldn't get the bend she wanted to on it. Like you said, I don't think she was able to open up her hips and kind of get it towards more on goal. It was kind of just a swing your foot at it. She got a lot of power behind it, but couldn't get enough bend or open her hips on it enough.
Callaway's going to substitute some here late in the ball game. Eat up a little bit of the clock as they get some subs in. Caldwell County still with some time, but looking kind of bleak. I think more at this point you're looking at maybe get on the board, break the shutout, and have more of a better feel after the game, if you will, than taking the 3-0 shutout.
Yeah, I think the girls will be very happy with how the second half has gone. Especially they'll want the first half back. They probably will be upset about the first half, but this second half they've played a completely different ball game, and I've been very impressed the second half.
Good job by Wynn to take it away from Houston. Callaway County retains possession. Houston with the pass to Carson. Carson guarded by Adams. They get the through ball to Stom. Stom able to beat Hagan, and the first goal of the second half for Callaway County. And that makes the hat trick for Stom, as she picks up her third goal of the night. Callaway County takes the lead up to 4-0. And that's just teamwork between a couple of players, Ryan. You said it's not just high school. I'm sure they're playing it. There's some club ball involved with those players somewhere down the line, and they knew where each other was going to be. The perfect feed through. Defense wasn't that bad, but you get it to Stom, and when she gets a step on the defender that deep, it's just going to be hard going for the keeper, Abby Hagan.
Yeah, and a wonderful ball through. And again, I think that's just a little bit of experience and knowing your teammates there is a good ball through. And like you said, at that position, she's pretty much the favorite.
Caldwell County with the ball coming into the offensive end, kicked back to midfield by Callaway County, and it's Ginn and Carson again hooking up in the middle of the field. And that's going to result in a card for Maggie Ginn, I think, as she did get her arms hooked up with Carson. So Ginn will come out of the ball game, and Kendall Boyd will go back in for the Lady Tigers. And it'll be a little bit of a conversation, but I think everything is fine. Coach Miller knew why the card was handed out on that one, and I think
we did
for
too.
all intents and purposes, Maggie also knew why that card was handed out. So it will be free kick exactly at midfield like you're starting a game. Houston puts this one into play again right down the middle of the field off of Young. Young has Stom sneak in behind her, put the shot on goal, but it's wide to the left, and it'll be a goal kick for Caldwell County.
Yeah, Stom, I think that one just bounced right before she went to hit it and slipped. Kind of frustrated with herself there, but again, getting in a good position. Lainey Fletcher finally checking back in for Caldwell County.
Pookie Traylor's going to come out, and she's going to get a well-deserved rest late in this ball game. A fine game by Pookie, and she made a lot of nice runs. I don't know where she gets the energy. I really don't. She's got to be one of the most well-conditioned players in the region to play the minutes she does, making the runs that she does.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I was never able to do that, so I have no idea how anybody is.
I'm tired just calling the game, watching her go up and down the sideline.
She starts at one end and she can go towards the other end the entire game. I have no idea how she does it.
Good job by Wynn guarding Houston. Houston still with the ball. She's going to play it back near midfield. It's McEnany coming up. The deflection is going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Calloway County as we near stoppage time here in the ball game. Just about 2 minutes to go on the clock. Good job by Morgan McDaniels to kick that one out of bounds, reset the defense, and we've had more action up here with soccer balls than we've had all season, I think, just tonight alone.
That one vibrated the entire stand.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that close.
And as hard as some of these kids can kick a ball, I really don't want to test my reflexes up here. Nice through ball looking for McEnany. McEnany tripped at the top of the 18, puts a shot on goal. Nice save is the only thing that kept Caldwell County off the scoreboard. Diving stop to her right by the keeper for Callaway County on the ground, and she keeps that one out of the net and punts it back out into the field to preserve the shutout for Callaway County. A little chip lob by Caldwell County, and it was intended for McEnany, picked up easily by the keeper for Callaway. Punt all the way back out middle of the field. It's Young with the header, trying to get it to McDaniels. McDaniels takes control. Wanted a through ball to McEnany, blocked by number 2. They'll get it over to Houston on the sideline. Good play by Audrey Wynn, playing like it's 0-0 right now. Kelsey Adams comes up, looking down the field for Fletcher. This one's going to be deflected across the field into the far sideline, and it will be Caldwell County throw as Goffinette will take the honors. Down in top of the 18, nobody home for Caldwell County as Callaway puts it back to Seibert. Seibert to Goffinette. Goffinette wanted the cross over to McEnany, blocked away. Now Seibert with the shot, and a nice block by the keeper with her hands, just pushed that one away. This one's going to go out of bounds, and let's see if that is a corner kick. That was a good job by Seibert to get in and put the shot on goal.
It was a really good opportunity. She got in a good position, and I think when Miller was walking by the stand, I think he said to himself that they can't buy a goal, so a little frustrated that they can't get a chance finish.
Yeah, we've played some pretty decent soccer. I don't think the girls have anything to hang their head about tonight. And there's the final whistle from the referee on the field. So the final here at Butler Stadium tonight, it was Callaway County 4, Caldwell County nothing. We'll be back to wrap this one up and give you the schedule for Thursday and Friday here on WPKY, so stay tuned for that. You're listening to Lady Tiger Soccer on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
To the world's shortest sitcom by KFC. Like I always say, it's the inside that counts. Like what's inside my new KFC 10-piece chicken feast. It's 10 pieces of chicken, 2 large mashed potatoes, and 4 biscuits for $19.99. Get more meal for the family for under $20. That's what really matters. It's pretty incredible what chicken can teach you about life. Anyways, KFC is finger licking good. At participating KFCs, prices may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
Portner Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company offering services in Princeton, Cadiz, Madisonville, and Murray. Right now, Portner Gas is offering specials on propane. Portner Gas offers Holland and Napoleon grills, Dixie choppers, and they also have Red Max weed eaters. Contact Portner Gas Company today for all of your residential, commercial, and agriculture propane needs. Portner Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
You can always expect great things at Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength of our community and is a full-service financial institution. Our employees have a true passion for helping our neighbors, and it shows. See Jake Pepper and the rest of the Planters Bank staff at 208 North Jefferson. Planters Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Back to Lady Tiger Soccer on WPKY. Lady Tigers fall to Calloway County tonight, a tough Calloway County team out of that first region. Ryan, it was 4-0 Calloway County. We'll recap the scoring. Calloway got on the board with about 9 minutes gone in the ball game. It was Zoe Stamm with the assist from Ellie Carson. They're two big players. Just about 2 minutes later, Ellie Carson found the back of the net, and 11 minutes into the ball game, Caldwell County is down 2-0, and things are looking like it might be a rout for Calloway. It was actually anything but. It took about 16 more minutes, 13 minutes left in the first half before Callaway Zoe Stamm hit another shot to put them up 3-0. That's where we were at the half, and that's where it stayed until 5 minutes to go in the ball game as Stamm completed the hat trick unassisted with about 5 minutes left in the ball game. So 4-0 Callaway County tonight, but a pretty, I think a pretty good performance overall by the Lady Tigers. If they had played this game early in the season, this one could have easily been a 8-9 game. Yeah,
I would agree with that. I think. And I know stats aren't everything, but I think Caldwell County really struggled against Murray. I think that ended up being an 8-0 loss, and that was one of the teams that Callaway had beaten twice this season. And I think that's just, like you said, there's been so much improvement going on this season from this girls' team. They've really, really have improved, especially these last couple weeks. And a tough game tonight, a tough opponent from that first region. No matter who you're playing in that first region, if it's one of the top 5 or 6, it's going to be one of your tougher games on the schedule. So girls play a very good game tonight. They'll want to fix some things, obviously. No game's perfect. But I think they'll be very pleased with the second half, especially, I mean, they kept it a clean sheet in the second half until about 5 minutes left into it. Stamm broke through and just had a 1v1 pass into the net. So she's going to finish those all day long. So I think Coach Miller and the girls should be really proud of themselves, especially for the second half.
And I think Coach Miller summed it up late in the half. We heard him over here late in the ball game say we can't buy a goal. They had some chances, some shots, some good play by the Callaway County keeper. Saved a couple. In fact, the one diving stop, I think that was on a shot from maybe Fletcher that Caldwell County almost got on the board with. But I think a good job overall by the Lady Tigers. We'll get Coach Miller's impression of the game maybe here in just a bit, as we'll try to flag him down to get him to come up. But Ryan, a big night coming up on Thursday night as the Tigers and Lady Tigers have senior night. Tigers started off at 5:30. You'll have the call on that one. We'll have senior night activities in between games, and then the Lady Tigers will finish up the night at, Webster County after the senior night activities. And Coach Miller coming up to have the post-game interview. Coach, I'm going to say good game. I thought the Lady Tigers played well against a tough first region team, taking that 4-0 loss in a game that was really closer than that through a lot of the first half and well into the second.
Oh, I would say, I've coached against Coach Strom for 5 or 6 years just in select leagues, and he's smart enough to know that was not a 4-0 game. It should have been 4-2, 4-3. They should have beat us. They put it in the net more than we did. They deserved to beat us. But you look at what the Lady Tigers did in the second half. You come out and you're down 3-0. You come out and play like you did in that second half. And we talked about it over there at the first half. I felt like in the first half that possession was close to 50-50. Now, shots were not 50-50 because that's where we struggle. But possession was close to 50-50 in the first half. And we might have the advantage in the second half of the amount of in possession, which is great. But possession doesn't win the game. Putting the ball in the little white thing that's 8x24 is where the cookie, gets to get eaten. Okay, and we're not, I don't know if that's a phrase, I like it. So,
I like it too.
And we just can't seem to do that. And I talked to the girls right after that game because I wanted to take note of Callaway's 4th goal. Their 4th goal is exactly what I'm having trouble getting this team to do. One forward receives the ball, she's on the 18. The other forward cuts across a 5-yard run, and it throws the defense off. You make a short little pass, and it's an easy goal. We are not doing that. When we get inside, we are doing, in the middle of the field, we're doing fantastic in the middle of the field. We are controlling the ball, we're moving the ball out wide, we're getting the ball to the offensive third marker, we're getting it to where we need to get it, and then we get somewhat close to the 18, and we absolutely fall apart. So that means that I have to be a better coach to get them to do that, because I can scream it and holler it all day long, and that don't matter. So we've got to, if we're going to compete, which I felt like we competed in that game. I felt like that we played well and competed against them. It certainly wasn't a run over. It was a good competition. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed watching our girls battle. I loved watching Maggie battle in the center right there. You know, I thought she had an extremely aggressive game. She got a yellow card there at the end, and she came off, and she said, "Oh, I'm sorry." Don't be sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, you played that. I mean, you physical and tough, and they gave it to you as much as you gave it to them. You just got called in the end for it, you know. And they got one earlier that was against her, and it just happened. Yellow card. I'm never going to get upset for a yellow card for hard play.
Right.
Stupid play, yeah. Hard play, no.
Yeah.
You know, and she played hard that entire game, and she battled, and I think she had a big smile on her face every time she busted one of those girls on the ground.
I think she had a smile coming off after the yellow just a little bit.
Well, she did, but
but that was good. Coach, there was a couple of keys that we want to get your opinion on. It looked like early on, we played a great defensive game, I thought, but early on, it looked like we were giving them a little bit too much gap as they had Stom and I think it was, what was the young lady's name? Stom and Carson came down. Those two kids had scored a lot of goals this season. It looked like we were playing a little bit cautious. They put 2 goals on us in the first 11 minutes. Kind of looked like it could get away from us quickly. The Lady Tigers defense, though, after that, Ryan and I talked about it, they started closing in, and they didn't jump for the ball. They didn't get faked out of anything, but their stances were a lot closer to the offensive player.
Yeah, those, the first 2 goals shouldn't have happened. And it's rare that I say that our defense, and especially, I mean, even Kelsey and Hannah both, they'll tell you, they just kind of missed them. And then, you know, 2 goals that came, one was point blank there, and it's just the difference of somebody that wanted to score. And but that's why they're a good team. You know, they got inside the 18 and scored. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. And that's our problem right now. We're doing everything right except score. And the defense had some breakdowns there. I really couldn't figure out what in the world was going wrong back there, but I was about to have a little conniption because I couldn't figure it out. And once we started looking at the fact that we weren't closing early, it started to get better, and they started to shape up, and they started to do what they need to do like they usually do. And, you know, most of the time Hannah and Kelsey are able to see what the problem is and fix it before I do. And so this time I had to kind of get on them about it a little bit. You know, one thing that hurt us really bad in the first half, and I'm sure you heard me yelling it over and over and over again, if these girls are marking up on somebody that has the ball and they make a pass, if I turn to where the ball goes, I'm beat. And Coach Stom does a good job of teaching his girls to wall pass everywhere on the field. And if you'll see how they do that, but if we stay with it, in the second half we did great. The second half we started. You look at how Maggie and Becca changed the way we played in the second half in the middle of the field right there. Just staying with your marks. That's it. You know, I keep telling them there's 2 girls there. Pick them up. One thing that was really throwing Maggie off was there was a big gap in between their center midfielders and their forwards. And she's used to those center midfielders coming up there close to those forwards, and she was confused. She didn't know. She thought she was going to take the forwards or she just would not come out. That was the adjustment that we saw, and we made mention of that at halftime, and it changed a lot. But you still saw her a few times want to drop back too much when the ball should have been played up. But that's how you learn. I mean, that's just
that. I think that's something that Ryan and I pointed out, that you may be on the same wavelength here. This is the first team that I've ever seen to take their forwards so far back defensively. It really cut off a lot of our passing lanes offensively. They had Stom and the other young lady, I'll catch her name again here in a second, Carson. Stom and Carson at times were all the way back almost to the 18 defensively, and then they would start the offense with those 2 players coming up well from the defensive side.
Especially on our corner kicks. I mean, you look out on our corner kicks, and there's not a single, let's see, we were blue, so they were white. There's not a single girl in white that was anywhere out here close to our fullbacks. And that JV did that too. And I was shocked about that in the JV, and my JV was like, well, where we go? And we'll go score. You know, they're going to give you space. You take space.
Right.
You know, it's that simple. One of you hang back, and the varsity did the same thing. And it did throw us, but again, they started to adjust to that, and it didn't matter. We didn't score, but at least they saw it and started to adjust to it a little bit. That was odd, and that's just the style of play. When you say every team's going to be a little bit different, and that's just something that we didn't catch very early, and that's not what was killing us. What was killing us was the opposite of what you're saying. Is that it's almost like that they counterattacked every single time they got the ball, and then they got such a big gap in between their forwards and their midfielders that we really just didn't know how to adjust to that quickly. And then one would step to ball, receive the ball, and pass to the other. You noticed that in the second half, they were not successful at that.
Right.
In the second half, we shut that down. We saw how that worked, and we saw how they were stepping like that, and we shut that down. And a lot of that has to do with Maggie playing the way she did, and Becca playing the way. I thought Becca had a great game. Yeah. I thought Becca and Maggie had a great game. Becca's wore out. She should be wore out. She was tired. I thought Sophie had a fantastic game over there on the right-hand side. She won lots of balls. She did some good stuff. I need some forwards to have some good games. If forwards have good games, we score. So and that hasn't happened. Which, if you think about it, the odds are that it's time for a forward to have a really good game. In about 3 games, that would be great because that would be in the district finals.
That's
right. So if we can have two of our 2 forwards, and some of it is just a problem because really and truly, Kaylee McEnany is not a forward. She is a good center midfielder. She is not a forward. Well, I don't have any choice but to put her at forward. She's what we've got right now that they're playing to play that position. And I hate that I'm playing somebody that I know does better at a different position, but you're not blessed with 2 of every position. You're blessed with what you got.
That's why we're going back to 2A next year. We're not big.
Yeah, well,
you don't have a lot to.
Yeah,
a lot of kids to pick from out there. Before we go, I want to get your thoughts. Tomorrow night, senior night, as the Lady Tigers will take on Webster County.
Thursday night, yeah.
Oh, is it Thursday night? I'm sorry, Thursday night on that one.
Tomorrow night we all go to Bible study. Bible study. Okay, here we go.
Then next week it's district tournament time.
Right.
Seems like it's flown by this year, but you're going to face a team that you just beat 5-1. So now looking past Webster County, I know it's going to be a big night for the seniors and all the kids to come out, and it's a big night for them. Their last time here at Butler Stadium for a couple of them. But looking ahead to that district, let me know your thoughts on where you stand going in and what you think would be different should we end up playing Madisonville a week from tomorrow night.
Well, let's talk about Hopkins Central first. One, we absolutely cannot look past Hopkins Central. That's just not possible. There's 2 things that happened in that Hopkins Central game that I didn't know until after the game. But because the Hopkins Central's girls told our girls that their coach told us that we're terrible, that they're going to 10-0 us. And so they came in thinking, easy game. Well, they found out real quick it wasn't.
Right.
But
real quick.
But in 2 minutes, they found out real quick. And then the way we possessed the ball, I'm sure they were just in shock. Well, if that's the case, take off 2 goals because we scored 2 goals out of shock. So that makes it a 3-1 game. And that means it's a little closer game. And it doesn't matter if we don't score, we don't win. So there's no looking past them. They've got those 2 girls that play up front. I don't remember their names. I don't remember anybody's names. They've got those 2 girls that play up front that feed each other very well. We were able to shut down the center midfielder easily when we played them the first time. But when you've got somebody that can score like that girl can, it's always dangerous. Because they can always put them in the net. And you have a true forward. They can always win if that girl has a great night.
And it's on a neutral field.
It's a neutral field. It's not, something that people don't grasp nearly as much as they should. On this field, we have a distinct advantage. Nobody is used to the narrowness of this field. And you watch other teams come in here, and you watch how many times they kick it out of bounds, and then you just go, okay, well, that's because of the field. And great. I love it that we have a little bit of an advantage there. Anything that we can get, we're going to take, and I like it, especially if it comes to this side because it just rolls off. Now, Madisonville North, let's just face it, they are a heck of a lot better than us. Not just their record, because their record is good, but the teams they play are good. They beat Calloway 5-4. They beat Marshall 3-1. They beat those teams down in that district. In Marshall and Murray and Callaway's district, they've beat most of those teams. They've beat most of I think they've only lost like 2 or 3 games, and that's to Bowling Green and Greenwood, and I think Graves actually beat them. I think Graves beat Madisonville North, but they are just a heck of a team. They have gotten better and better and better every game. We have gotten better and better every game, but they had a different starting point than we did.
Right.
So for us to win that game, we've got to do everything right. We have to have a night where people score. We have to have a night where we're on fire, or it's just not going to happen because they're just that good. But that's why sports is fun, because there are upsets. And if we beat them, it's an upset. And so that's what we're going to be shooting for. I tell you what, Abby played well tonight. You know, something about Abby that's different than a lot of girls. Abby has very soft hands. When it hits her in the hands, it stays there. Now, you saw that multiple times tonight, especially when it's above her head. When it's above her head, she has very, very soft hands, and that is very rare in any goalie. Usually when it's above your hands, especially for a female, when it's above your hands, you push it, and she doesn't push it. She catches it, and that's something that's exciting. I think she had a very good game. None of the goals that went in could possibly be her fault. One was point-blank range, and I mean they were just good shots. Can't falter for any of that. So I'm pleased with the way she played tonight. She's going to see more time.
Well, that's good, and we bragged on her quite a bit tonight with the things that you just said right there. Well, Coach, we thank you for coming up tonight. We've got a lot of soccer still to go here this year, but I like where this team's at. I like how this team has come along this season. At the start of the year, switching coaches a couple of weeks before the season started, a tough...
Couple of weeks before the season started? You mean a couple of days after the season started?
Yeah, really what should have been. And then you've got a schedule that I think is the toughest in the region outside of maybe Madisonville and Henderson County. So to stand at a point where we could conceivably finish within a game or two or right at 500 for the year, I think it's a phenomenal job with what you've done with these girls, and on their side, how they bought into what you wanted to do, and their effort is out there for them night in and night out.
You know, I got a quote from Ty Engelbright. Ty Engelbright said he went with the family, and one of our players was with them, and he said something to her. Said, "But wait, what's your all's record?" And she was real quick to say, "I don't care. We're getting better." And that's where we are. And I think one of the reasons why you think that this season went fast is because it's fun to watch kids get better. It's that simple. I don't care what your record is. If you feel like you've gotten better every game, you feel good about yourself. I feel good about this team. I don't care what our record is. And they don't care, I think, right now. They see it. Anybody that knows soccer at all is enjoyed seeing this progress.
You're absolutely right.
Now, if you don't know what soccer is and all you do is look at records, well, then just don't talk to my girls, because they're not going to talk back to you.
Well, they have done a phenomenal job this year, and we're really proud of them. We're expecting big things out of them on Thursday night, and then starting out in the district tournament next week. All of those games here on WPKY, so I hope you'll come up and join us after that. Feel free to bring one of the girls if you want to the post-game show on any of those nights that you would like to.
That'd be great. I'll do that.
Well, again, congratulations tonight. It was Caldwell County dropping this one to Calloway County by a score of 4-0 here at Butler Stadium. We'll be back on the air on Thursday night at 5:30 as the boys will have the opening game of senior night. Then it'll be senior night activities. Girls with the follow-up game against Webster County. All that coming your way here on WPKY 1580 103.3 and streaming live on WPKYonline.com, so you can check out the games and the halftime activity. I mean, not halftime. I want to say halftime, between game activities with senior night here on Thursday night. So, Ryan, any closing thoughts from you?
Like Coach Miller said, I think it's went by really fast because we enjoy seeing how good these girls have gotten so quick. So I'm looking forward to Thursday night. Will be a big day for senior